Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. I am sitting down with an iconic actress, who, in my eyes, anyway, is iconic. If you don't like it, you disagree, you kiss my ass, because she is very iconic. In order just to play a major part in this movie we're talking about today, so I am sitting down with Isabel Champ Connor, who plays Jodie Defeo in the Amityville Horror 2005 remake. And before we jump into that questions and talk about her role, I just want to say how honored I feel right now just to be sitting down and talking to her, because, like I said, she plays a very pivotal role in this film. For those who are not familiar with this movie, and you should be by now because it came out 20 years ago. So I know it feels really old, right? Just saying 20 years ago, you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what we do know is this movie stems from the original 1979 film. And the general consensus states that the 2005 rendition is an over-exaggeration. Well, fuck them. I disagree, because this movie has proven to be a terrific movie with fast and furious energy, a lot of jolts that never linger, and the morbidly horrific images that anchor to the strong characters in this film. Not candidates, characters. Okay, we're not running for Congress here, people. So it's characters. One character in specific is Jodie Defeo. You'd be surprised how important her role is in the film and what her character, why she's connected to the house. Like I said, again, if you're familiar with the film, you'll know what I'm talking about. So enough about me. I'm going to shut the hell up. Let's bring my guest in. Please give a very warm welcome, and I'm going to give a standing ovation. I don't give a shit to Isabel Connor Champ for joining me. Thank you so much. How the hell are you doing?
I am doing absolutely phenomenal. I'm just going to give myself an applause. You hear it? I hear all of it. I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. Again, I'm gonna keep emphasizing this. I am honored to sit down with you and talk to you about this role, because 20 years, holy shit, is a long time. I mean, for the younger generation out there who like 20 years is nothing. I'm 46 years old, okay? 20 years is a long time.
Yeah.
So, especially for an iconic film that was actually given the thought of being a remake of the 1979 original film, it's a golden classic. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, I can't believe I'm actually saying that's a classic film.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the staples. You know what? I've actually heard that, Amityville Horror, like The Conjuring and all of them kind of like, they all kind of go together, is what I've heard. They all kind of like stem off of each other, like all the Conjurings and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I still have people that are like, oh my gosh, like, because I don't typically, when I meet someone, I don't say like, hi, my name's Isabel. I was in the Amityville Horror. Like I don't that's not something that I lead with until I get to know them a little bit better. But they're
right.
Like especially if I'm like starting a new job or something like that, people tend to find out, and then everybody comes up to me and they're like, oh my god, you met Ryan Reynolds, like you were in this movie. They're like, I had one gentleman one time, he told me that I gave him nightmares. He was scared of closets, and then when he met me, he just wanted to pick me up and throw me across the room because he didn't realize how little I was.
I figured that your character, Jodie, pissed off a lot of people. I mean, but it's not your fault. You didn't write the character. It's blame the writers and the directors. I mean, they're the ones who came up with this stuff, right? So,
yeah. Well, Jodie was a pig in the original film. My character was a pig in the original film. I don't know if you knew that or not, but Jodie was in the original 1970s film. Jodie was literally their pet pig. And died and like haunted the family.
So we have a spirit pig haunting the house. That's just sounds
crazy.
Sounds more like DC used to be. I'm sorry, compared to the Marvel universe. So
Yep, pretty wild.
So, for those who are not familiar with this film, and like I said, you should be because it's been 2 decades. I still can't believe it. That says it's a very long time. Who are you? Wait, who is Isabel Champ Connor? And Jesus Christ, your character in the film. How did you get the role?
I know that's crazy. So I actually started acting when I was 4 years old. My mom, like before this, I was in beauty pageants and, just very flamboyant. I would sing like whenever we would have like Thanksgiving or Christmas. I would stand on the table and sing Mulan or sing songs and entertain my whole family. And my mom was like, I need to go do something with with her talent because she loves to entertain people. And there was a lot of talent agents there, and one of them suggested to my mom that I would be great on film or in commercials. And so she was like, I don't know about that. And she did more research, and she was like, you know what, maybe this would be a good fit for her. Trying to get all of my energy and put it put it into something. um, and so I signed with Getty's agency, and I did my first commercial with Bob Evans. I went in and sang Britney Spears "Hit Me Baby" one more time. They stopped all auditions after that, and they were like, "Yep, we want her." And then this was back when VHS was a thing. I got a copy of it and I took it with me to show and tell when I was in kindergarten. And then I did a head lice commercial for the Chicago area. So fun. A Berkeley's Farm commercial that never aired. And then I did the movie, and then I did a children's hospital commercial as well as a Triamenic commercial. So I was 8 years old when I actually starred in the film, the Amityville Horror, the remake 2005. And what's crazy is I actually went for Chloe Grace Moretz's part, but they cast Melissa George as the mom. And as you know, I have brown hair, and Melissa is blonde. They liked my personality and they liked how I was just very outgoing. And so that's when they actually decided to make Jodie as an actual character in the film besides, this pig, the demonic pig. They decided to turn the demonic pig into a demonic child.
Good choice. It's really good choice.
Right.
um, so this was your first movie ever, right? So your debut in a
Yeah.
horror film of all things.
Yeah.
So, which is great. I mean, it's something you could brag about the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So, and you did it so well. I mean, you delivered Jodie Defeo flawlessly, and just give yourself a pat on the back, a high five or something, because you
Thank you.
whatever praise you got for that film, you've earned it.
Thank you.
So, and I would have to say that playing Jodie had not, I'm guessing, was not easy at all, especially for 8 years old.
Yeah.
Because I need to know, what did you like most about playing Jodie?
So I've always liked to be like, I've always been like a tomboy slash girly girl. That's what I've always told everybody growing up. Like, I'm a tomboy girly girl. I like to go outside and play in the mud and get dirty and, ride ATVs and dirt bikes and all that sort of stuff. But I also loved makeup and I loved dressing up and um, you know, I loved putting on the makeup. I think that my best friend was Jake, my makeup artist. He also did makeup for Hellboy and something else I can't remember on the top of my head, but I would be in makeup for 2 hours every day. So he was awesome. I also liked that as a kid, it wasn't like it was fun to do it. Like in between scenes, like when you had to be serious, and then when you could have fun and like dance, and when everybody's doing like touch-ups around you, it's kind of like a light and airy. It's not as scary as everybody thinks. Like they're like, oh my gosh, you're 8 years old and you're seeing these terrifying things. And they're like, weren't you scared? I'm like, no. Like, I knew it's so different being on set versus seeing everything come together. There's cameras, there's wires. I remember there's so many wires going everywhere. um and then just, the whole cast and producers and everybody, it doesn't make it as scary, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely, I get it. I mean, okay. So I do talk a lot to a lot of child actors for the show,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they tell me the exact same thing. It's like they're the best times of their lives,
Yeah.
you know, playing in scary movies.
Mhm.
And I'm like, where the hell was I at? What was going on when I was 10 years old? Why could I be in a horror movie? But no, I was an army brat, stuck somewhere like far out east somewhere. And I couldn't get no other nothing.
Mhm.
So I envy that about people, but I'm also happy to hear that happen. I mean,
Right.
if you
Right.
got fun on the set, I mean, especially Ryan Reynolds, holy shit, dude. I mean, that's like,
Yeah. Yeah. That was like his, but I think that was his like first like serious like role. I remember watching Waiting. I don't know if you know
oh
Waiting.
God, hell yeah, I
Films.
do. Yeah.
I love those films. But yeah, so Ryan, he's one of like the best actors that um like that is out there, honestly. So, in his role, he got into his character. So like during the movie, he was so into his character that, we didn't really speak at all. But it's crazy because when we were at the premiere, it's a completely different person. He's super personable, having fun because he's out of that, bad guy villain character in his mind, and turns into, himself as a real person.
So yeah, I just can't imagine what it's like being on set. Was he like that? Okay, I've read other interviews like
Hmm.
for everyone who's been in this movie, and it seems like he was giving like these asshole answers to the person who asked the questions. So I'm
Yeah.
like, is that really Ryan Reynolds giving asshole answers, or is he just doing it because I don't know? So
That's what everybody said. Like my mom was like, um, I mean, he wasn't gonna come up and, say hi and start talking to you, but that's because like that was his job. You know what I'm saying? So like this is in his mind, he has to get into where he is an asshole because the house is in his mind and taking over, and he's literally going insane, hearing these voices. And I think that um when this is your job and there's, you're making good money off of it, that you have to kind of stay in character. And I think that when you play that role, especially, it took us almost a year and a half to film this, that you don't really get breaks. You have to kind of stay in this constant state of mind. So I think that as acting, we kind of take on, other personalities a lot, and sometimes we lose ourselves until we're able to come back to ourselves, if that makes sense.
oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
So speaking of state of mind,
Hmm.
um, from what I've seen in the movie, and I guess what everyone else has seen, that Jodie Defeo is trapped in the house
Yeah.
and she cannot leave because the evil entity is holding her prisoner there.
Yeah.
So, at any point while filming, did you feel connected to your character?
You know what? I can't really. I don't think so. I don't think I was ever like, I know how to be creepy and like scary, um because it's fun to do that. Like I've always had a special place in my heart for Halloween and scary things. So it was just kind of like I get to tap into like that creepy side of myself that just enjoys making people cringe.
So, about 20 years later, I mean, do you now feel connected to your character, Joey DeFeo, at all?
You know what? Um, Actually, I love to do special effects makeup. I think that sitting in the chair with Jake for 2 hours every time that I was on set, it made me appreciate, how much goes into, making a character come alive. Um, because it's not just the talent of the actor or actress. It's really a whole group effort of, the makeup and hair, the production team, just everybody kind of coming together and giving you what you can see on screen, on film. It takes a lot, putting everything together. And you get this. Because obviously, as a kid, like it's fun to, get dressed up, and you're like, you see yourself as something else, and you can kind of be like, oh yeah, I can do this. I look good. I look scary. Like, oh yeah, it's fun.
So I kind of felt bad for Jodie at the end of the movie. I
Yeah.
mean, and seeing the end, the whole get pulled through, like, oh my god, this is really sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, fingers crossed that they will make a sequel of this reboot, and they come back, they bring you back, of course, as
Right.
like Jodie Defeo 20 years later. So
Yeah.
like the
I
wrath
know.
of Jodie.
I know. Wouldn't that be so awesome? Listen, if anybody hears this podcast and they're a producer, let's do it. I'm down.
Reach out to the original cast, and like 40 years,
Right.
20
Like,
years later,
what do you
like
want to do? You want to do this or what?
it's a
Yeah.
reunion.
Literally. Literally. Yeah. That's awesome. That would be so cool. It really would. And I think that with the technology that we have now, like for special effects, I think that it would be very, very creepy, and, lots of jump scares. And I think that, it would be awesome, especially if, like, what if they did, like, I'm trapped in the house, but I'm grown up, and I just, like, all these years that I've been trapped in in the house, like, what I have to go through, or something like that. I don't know.
Like, you bitches, you could have told me with you, but you didn't.
Yeah. Like, you could set me free.
Okay, we all know this movie underwent extreme lengths to ensure that the audience would be terrified,
Right.
and not just from the story, but the characters as well.
Hmm.
And each character like exhibits their own arc, I guess, what you want to call it.
Yeah.
So, from your perspective, which arc would best describe your character?
Um, I mean, I feel like I would, like, from the beginning, I try to make friends with the little girl, and I'm a kid that's been stuck there. And I'm longing for a friend. I miss playing with people, playing with other kids. And the scene where I try to have Chloe um, jump off of the roof so she could go see her dad. In reality, she's going to be stuck here. Um, Now Ketchum is the main guy, right? He's the one who controls all of the ghost presence the the property. He used to torture Indians, and lots of bad spirits, and um, lots of bad spirits. But I think that, Jody, she is this innocent child that, was murdered. And I think that she still has that essence of, innocence inside of her. Um, Even though he makes her do bad things, I don't think she's fully bad.
Oh yeah, I believe her intentions were like really good during the entire film.
Right.
And I mean, of course, she didn't want to be alone, so she's trying to tell the other guy, jump off the roof, like you said,
Right.
to be her
Right.
dad. But she wanted her to stuck in purgatory, I guess, what do I call it? I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the
And
evil version of purgatory, anyways.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah. Literally.
so.
Literally. Yeah.
I'm like, what kind of ghost would make another child jump off it? Okay, we got it now.
Right. And
Anyway,
then also, like, the she didn't like the babysitter. The babysitter wasn't bad, so she had to punish her by, scaring the bejesus out of her, um like, into the point where she's in shock, to where she cannot move, and she can't be like, she's almost paralyzed, to the point of that I scared the shit out of her.
so who played the baby? Rachel Nichols, I think, who played the babysitter. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, she actually got a an award for that film. I'm pretty sure she got an Emmy for that, I want to say.
And where's your Emmy at? You should have got one too.
Right. I know,
Just
that's what
saying.
I was with her. So, like, I was the scary kid. I, like, all she did was scream, and no, I'm just kidding. She did really great. But yeah, that was probably my favorite scene doing, just because it was, I got to see how they made the brains and the blood, and all of that, which is literally they made out of banana and corn syrup and food coloring and cocoa powder.
You heard it, folks. That's the trade secret. So,
Bananas, mashed bananas. That's how you get brain matter.
so, like, at any point while you were filming, were there any physical demands that were too difficult to overcome?
Um, no, you know what? Actually, I was terrified. I was supposed to be up on the roof with Chloe, in a harness, and they had like this big crane thing. And then her stunt double was a short person. Um, and they went up on onto the roof, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Like, I was like, I was afraid of heights. So I was like, hell no. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, me being I was 8 years old. I just climb trees and shit just to see how high I go. But
Right.
that's just me. So my mother thought I was part monkey at one point because I just loved climbing trees. So it was funny. So every character experienced like a hard sequence, like something they can't do in the film.
Right.
Were there any sequences that were too hard for you to do or like too emotional?
No, not at all. I think that the one time I actually got scared, was I don't know if you remember where Ketchum slit his throat in his area where he would torture the Indians in the basement. That's the only time where I got like kind of like this creepy vibe, where I was like, oh, like kind of like holding on to, the people that were around me a little bit more. um, I remember like in the scene where Melissa and the kids are climbing up on the roof trying to get away from Ryan at the end there. Um, there's a scene where they're trying to get into the window and Ketchum pops up in the window, but they originally had me and this was a deleted scene. But I was in the window and I just remember Melissa, she was so cold and I was rubbing her hand and I was like, I'm so sorry. Cause they had to make fake rain. And they it's usually like warm, but after doing it for such a long time that you get a little chilly, but
Fuck, I hate rain, man. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
Even if it's
yeah,
fake rain, I hate it. So
yeah.
overall, was the experience making the movie tough, or was it relatively easy?
Oh, it was so easy. The only thing that was tough was, being gone for like 3 months and then back on for like a month and then being gone for like a month and then back on from school because I'm from such a small town where, you have to drive 15 miles for gas and groceries. I would come back and, my friends would, um, they would be so involved, with each other or in sports and stuff like that, that I was like, dang, like, I'm kind of missing out on life, by doing that. But every time that I was on set, I had a blast. I could get whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted to. Like, I remember one time that I was eating, I really wanted chicken noodle soup and they didn't have chicken noodle soup. So they went to the store and got it. Like, just things like that. It's just kind of like crazy. Like, wow. Like, and that's this food. It's like this snack trailer that's just entirely full of food. Like all the snacks that you could think of.
So speaking of creepy vibes, did you experience anything weird happen on set while filming? Because they say like film movies with the supernatural could bring on that kind of energy. So anything weird happened on set while filming the Amityville horror?
You know what? Not to my knowledge, but you know that we do kind of our trauma response is to block out things that we shouldn't know. So, I don't know. I did see this thing going around online one time and it was like a picture of me just like sitting there and it was like um the characters of this movie said that they experience they wake up mysteriously at 3:15, like nightmares and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? No, I actually, that has not happened to me, but yeah.
It just makes me want to punch him in the throat. Just stop it. Come on now.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like, I haven't had any things, but maybe if I did, I underwent that one like therapy where, they bring the traumas out of you, maybe. But yeah.
Okay, personal question. But you don't have to answer if you don't want to. It's nothing to do with your life or anything like that. But do you believe in the supernatural and how important the reality of this is?
You know what? I do believe that there is, spirits out there. I actually have, sage, and I will sage, sage places around. Like, when I moved into my apartment, I was like, yeah, let me just sage this area real quick, ward off all the bad spirits. Because, like, if they aren't real, like, it's not hurting anything. But if they are real, then like
Right.
I just protected myself.
So the weirdest thing I heard about going into cemeteries. So you're familiar with H. Holmes, right? The serial killer, the America's first serial killer.
Oh yeah.
So his grave is not too far from my house.
Okay.
So I went to go visit the cemetery,
Mm-hmm.
and I walked in there. And I found his grave, but there was like a jawbone in front of us. Like, what the hell's going on here? So
Yeah.
I didn't touch the jawbone.
Yeah.
But when I went home, I started seeing shit. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then so I contacted a few friends of mine and said, what do I do? And then said, well, the next time you go, leave some change, like pin like loose pennies at the gate of the cemetery or something. Like, why?
Yeah.
What's that do? She said, you're pretty paying the guardians of the cemetery not to let evil spirits follow you out of the cemetery. I'm like,
Oh,
okay, good to know, I guess. Which explains why I see quarters and change by the gates of every cemetery I walk
all the
into.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, that
So
makes sense. Okay, like you're leaving them, like this is a not like a not like a sacrifice, but this is something for them so that they can
yeah.
protect you.
Yeah. It's like you're
Interesting.
like paying, you're like bribing them. It's like, hey, don't make sure some guy follows our
Make sure they
cemetery.
don't
So,
follow me.
so,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I've experienced some weird shit in my lifetime after coming out of the cemeteries.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not gonna really get into details because one time I got so scared I had to call my uncle, who not my uncle, my stepfather, who is this Apache shaman, had to come bless my house, stuff like that, and cleanse everything. It was just nuts. So that's
Yeah.
another story of another time. In your opinion about the movies and the stories that landed this house on the paranormal map, do you have any at all?
You said the what? I'm sorry.
Okay, do you have an opinion how this movie about the movies that and the stories that land this house on the paranormal map?
Um, I mean, there's the actual house in New York. I think it's upstate New York where this murder actually took place because it is based on a true story. It's based on, I believe they claim that the son was schizophrenic, and he was hearing voices, so he murdered his entire family in this house. And I mean, when you hear of something kind of like that gruesome and that's scary, I think that just automatically makes it kind of like a hot spot, especially like if people die. I mean, I'm sure there's deaths in houses all the time, but specifically murders, where souls are kind of like trapped and all that. I think that it just automatically makes it like, oh, this place is bad, like bad things happened here. So really terrible things invite more terrible things in. And I think that just is kind of always how it's been, like if something bad happens here, it's just automatically going to be a hot spot for, um, you know, a good story, a good a good story entertainment, really.
So before we end this, I have to know fact or fiction. Which one do you believe about the Amityville horrors?
I would say that it's fact. I mean, I think that there's lots in this world that we don't know about. Um, and we're just starting to learn that, there's UFOs and which I figured it the whole time. I don't know if you remember Ancient Aliens, but
I do.
I've
Aliens.
always been a believer. Everyone's like, you're crazy. I'm like, I'm not. But I also, just think that, we have souls and think that there are lost ones out there for sure.
Absolutely. So a few minutes left, and I have to know what's next for you. Anything exciting coming up, and any goals you're working towards that you'd like to share?
You know what? I these past few years, like my Halloween costumes have been just like they've been good. And everybody always tells me they're like, you have a talent for this. So I am looking into maybe going to like a special effects school and maybe continuing that. But as of right now, I'm doing modeling here on the side. But I don't know if I will do any more, films, but that's something that is a possibility. If I had someone reach out to me that wants to be my agent and wants to send me on auditions, I'm not going to say no. So
Are you listening, people? She needs a job like me, okay?
I'm not going to say no, so I think that, I'm fun, but scary movies are definitely my forte for sure.
Absolutely. And that's another thing I like about you. So, with that being said, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been an honor talking to you. Absolute pleasure. And please keep up the amazing work. And I wish you nothing but success in your career and your future. And maybe, just maybe, they do make a sequel that bring you back. And
Maybe.
the wrath of Jodie. So,
Yep, the wrath of Jodie.
And you have a wonderful evening and take care.
Thank you. You as well.
Counting all the assholes in the room. Well, I'm